Are you silently terrified about the future of your career? If you are, well, you are exactly where you need to be right now. Welcome to The Explainer, where we take massive, complex ideas and break them down into actionable visual steps that you can actually use today. And today we're unpacking a massive career breakthrough, how to shift from a defensive, anxious mindset into becoming an absolute, unstoppable Agile leader.
I'm going to ask you something kind of blunt here. Are you hugging your job to death? Now, I know it sounds a little funny, but it's a very real, very dangerous phenomenon. You see, during times of economic uncertainty, we all have this predictable human response, right? We grip tightly to whatever we have. A leadership development firm called DDI actually coined this specific behavior. We cling to our current roles because we just crave stability. But what if I told you that this desire for safety is actually the biggest risk to your career right now?
All right, Section 1, the job hugger's trap. Let's look at why clinging to a role is so destructive.
So when you hug your job, it feels like a totally rational defense against a crazy market. But beneath the surface, it's almost always masking a deep fear of the unknown. And by staying put purely out of fear, you trigger what's called pipeline stagnation. Basically, your skills just slowly atrophy. Looking at the comparison here, on the left, you've got the job hugger. They're reactive, totally driven by anxiety, and completely reliant on a single employer to define their worth. And, this often masquerades as just a lack of skills, when really it's a focus problem driven by self-doubt. But then, on the right, we have the Agile leader. They are proactive, super resilient, and just obsessed with continuous reinvention. The Agile leader knows that waiting to feel ready is a total trap. True security, it comes from taking control of your own value.
Look, you literally cannot afford to be a job hugger anymore. The data coming out from the World Economic Forum is honestly pretty alarming. By 2030, 39% of the core skills workers use today are going to change. Almost 4 out of 10. That's a massive ongoing wave of disruption. And LinkedIn data is backing this up, showing members adding new skills to their profiles at a 140% increased rate since 2022. So staying still right now, it's not a passive choice. It is an active risk. Nobody is immune here.
And this disruption gets even wilder when we zoom in on specific regions. Take India and the broader South Asian market, for example. The economy there is evolving at just breakneck speed. We're looking at a projected 90 million new gig economy jobs by 2025. 90 million. There's this huge surge in project-based hiring, and this incredibly fluid landscape completely shatters the old illusion that a permanent full-time title guarantees your safety. You absolutely have to be ready to pivot.
Which brings us to Section 2, reframing fear as fortification. Let's talk about building strategic resilience.
To actually escape this trap, we have to stop looking at career mobility as some sort of risky gamble. Confidence isn't something you magically get before you take action. It's the result of taking action. Take Michael here, a highly experienced CFO. His trigger? He was getting hit with multiple interview rejections. Obviously, his primary emotion was disappointment. Now, a classic job hugger would just retreat. But Michael didn't. He practiced mindfulness to manage those feelings, and he actively went out and sought structured feedback. He reframed rejection, not as a personal failure, but as data. And guess what? He secured an amazing offer from a top-tier firm. Emotional regulation isn't just some soft skill, folks. It is the absolute core of your career resilience.
Moving on to Section 3, the athlete's career blueprint. Let's look at navigating major identity transitions.
When corporate executives face losing their big VP or director title, it sparks a terrifying identity crisis. And it's actually exactly like what professional athletes face. Get this, a staggering 71% of elite British athletes experience a massive identity crisis when their sporting careers end. Why? Because their entire self-worth is tied inextricably to the field. When the whistle blows for the last time, boom, it's an identity vacuum. And mid-career professionals face that exact same trauma when their self-worth is entirely wrapped up in one single job title.
So how do we fix this? Well, athletes who plan their retirement in advance transition smoothly. We have to do exactly the same thing. Plan the exit before you're forced out. Cultivate an identity way beyond your 9 to 5. Indian cricketer Ajinkya Rahane is a phenomenal example of this. Known for his incredible leadership on the pitch, he didn't just wait around. He actively pursued an entrepreneurial mindset while he was still playing. He realized that high-pressure skills like discipline, strategy, and resilience are highly transferable if you consciously manage your identity. Remember, you are so much more than your current job title.
Okay, Section 4, the 7-day confidence reset. Here's exactly how we put this into practice.
This reset is grounded in cognitive behavioral principles to totally dismantle that fear-driven thinking. We're going to break your career paralysis down into daily bite-sized steps. Let's hit the first 3 days. Day 1, name the fear. Neuroscientists have actually proven that just labeling an emotion immediately reduces its intensity. So write down exactly what scares you about leaving. Day 2, find the sweet spot. Map out what you love, what you're great at, and what the market actually wants right now. Find that overlap. Day 3, audit your transferable skills. List out 10 to 15 key skills from your past that travel with you no matter the industry. This instantly gives you a rock-solid narrative of your actual value.
All right, on to days 4 through 7. This is where we turn clarity into pure momentum. Day 4, the no-risk experiment. Do just one small thing. Take a short online course. Set up a casual coffee chat. No pressure for an outcome, just break the inertia. Day 5, build a public agenda. Share your 12 to 24-month vision with a mentor. Seriously, stop being invisible. Day 6 is cognitive reframing. Take a recent setback, like maybe a missed promotion, and force yourself to write out 3 empowering interpretations of it. Finally, Day 7, design your next small move. Commit to one tangible action for the upcoming week, because true confidence is built through deliberate, daily action, not sitting around waiting for the stars to align.
Next up, Section 5, Optimizing for Future Agility. Applying this to the modern market. The modern digital-first labor market heavily rewards continuous learning and public visibility. Relying on an outdated resume, it just won't cut it anymore. If you want to permanently bulletproof your career against obsolescence, you need to target high-growth skills. And according to LinkedIn data specifically for the Indian market, these are the big ones: prompt engineering, workflow automation, LM-ops, and general AI literacy. When you align your personal growth with these high-demand technical areas, you instantly stop playing defense and start playing a highly lucrative game of career offense.
And finally, Section 6, meet your growth catalyst.
So where are all these transformational strategies coming from? They come from a brilliant mind totally dedicated to elevating human potential. Meet Sohail Ahmed. He is India's leading self-esteem and mindset expert, a 2-time LinkedIn top voice, and a global growth catalyst. Through his platform 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴𝗲 Inc., his insights are currently reaching professionals across 116 different countries. Sohail is on this massive, global mission to inspire 1 billion lives through leadership excellence and mindset mastery. It's a perfect blend of deep human psychology and real-world business strategy.
And his core philosophy captures this whole explainer beautifully. He says, technology means nothing without the human spirit behind it. Think about it. You can learn all the prompt engineering and AI skills in the world, but if you're paralyzed by that job hugger's fear we talked about, you're not going anywhere. Your mindset, your resilience, your self-esteem, these are the true ultimate drivers of your career technology.
Look, do not let this explainer just be another piece of content you passively consume. You need to take action right now. First, subscribe to the Confidence Compass newsletter to get these insights sent directly to you. Go follow Sohail Ahmed at @MentorSohail across your social platforms for daily life-transforming content. And hey, if your organization needs a serious wake-up call, invite Sohail to speak at your next corporate event. If you got value out of today's breakdown, please do us a massive favor. Like this explainer, share it with a colleague who really needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Ask yourself this: if your current job disappeared tomorrow, who would you be the day after? Take control, stay agile, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.